everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I am talking about budgeting envelopes today and just general budgeting. I have been budgeting for a very, very long time. And there are times where I have been much better at it than others. Recently, I realized that I need to go back to some of my old tips and tricks and things that I used to do because I was going through some things and realized I had a little bit more debt than I thought I did. And when you're not budgeting is a lifestyle, and when you're not doing it on a regular basis, it's very easy to kind of fool yourself and you're good and you got this down and I don't need to actually write it out. But the statistics and the truth of the matter is when you write it out, you're much better at it. I think what I have done is I've had some extra money and at times through the year, and I just am like, hey, let's go shopping. And so I haven't been as good at keeping my goals in mind and focused as I have in the past. So I'm kind of going back to some of those things, and I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos. One of my girlfriends was like, Katina, this reminds me so much of you, this girl, you should watch her. So I have been watching her. She is fabulous. She's the budget mom. So kudos to her. Follow her. She's on Instagram. She's adorable. And I also ran across a Babbling Brook budget couple and have read some of her stuff. What I didn't like about her blog was that it kept going back to Roku, like a shopping site. When I wanted to see the wallets that she was using, I just want to see them. I want to know who they're made by. I don't want to go to a shopping site. So that was a little annoying to me, but there's some really good things to read on hers as well. So please take a look at it. I by no means am a budget blogger. I by no means am an expert or professional. What I am is a mom, a wife, a woman who has done an enormous amount of traveling throughout her life and have paid for my own way my entire life for everything that I have. And my husband and I set goals and we go places that we want to go to. We want to see things, so we do it. And so part of that comes with a budget because we are just normal people. So I just want to share about the envelopes. These bloggers are fantastic and they give you tips and tricks, and you can buy their envelopes and they'll ship them to you, or you can print your own. The problem is that many times when you realize that you need to budget, you realize that because you've hit rock bottom and you are broke, and sometimes in a bad place. So coming up with an extra $5.99 to print these lovely envelopes that you can print, they're beautiful, and they have great ideas. Like if you've got a graduation coming up, this is your graduation envelope, and you can stuff money in it in advance to save for maybe your daughter or son's graduation, right? Well, that's fabulous if you have that money. And so if you don't have that money, we've got a problem. So what I did, because I honestly am a cheapskate, I just am. I'm a cheap girl. And so in a lot of ways. So I did not want to spend a lot of money on envelopes. But I do know that when you have cute stuff, it makes you feel good, right? So sure, you could buy your envelope, like you could buy a box of envelopes, right? And here I should have them handy, but I don't. And they'll come in like 50 to 100. You could do this. If this is, you could go to the dollar store and buy, it probably comes in a box of 20, 24. And that would get you through a couple months. And you could write on here food, right? Write your food. And on the back, you could just jot down. I started with $200 for the month. And you could just jot down and go down the list. Every time you go shopping, write it down. Save your receipts. Okay, you could do that. Well, what I did, because I'm a weirdo, is I took an envelope apart. The other thing that they suggest you do is that you buy their special glue, which, you know, this is like $10 on Amazon. Or you could go to the dollar store and buy school glue, a 3-pack for $1, which is what I did, right? And they also encourage you to buy this really nice paper. It's like a 28-pound, so it's thicker. It's got a little sheen to it. It's a little glossier. It's a little heavier duty paper, right? This just happens to be out of my recycle bin. What I did was I took an envelope apart that I liked, and I made, this is now my template. This is my template. So I made one. This is my miscellaneous envelope. I got paid today. It's the 24th of January, but I'm starting to pay my February bills. And got paid today, so I made my half of my mortgage payment. But this is my miscellaneous. This is actually a template that I created on Excel. You don't have to be a genius to do this. I just printed this. I can flip this over and print 2 more on the other side. So if I really want to use every ounce of my paper, I sure can. But then I used my lovely glue and I put it down here. So here's my next one. This will probably be my beauty envelope because I buy certain shampoos. I don't put that in household because like my deodorants and shampoos and my facial wash and stuff like that is expensive, and it's not household. So this is my beauty. Now, if it was pretty and colorful and, you know, a little bit different, would that make me happier? I don't know if it really would. These are darling, and this was, you know, $5.99 for the set, but I just want to let you know that if you don't have $5.99, and then the paper, this paper, a ream of paper, 500 pages, cost me like $32 on Amazon. Again, I bought this. I didn't, now that I know it's not that special, I didn't need to, because this 3 for $1 at the Dollar Tree works just fine. And I'll show you because I wrote beauty on here. And now what I want to do, honestly, is just show you how I did this. So here's my template. I cut it out, right? First I fold in the flaps. Like this, okay? Then I fold up the straight edge of the paper as high as I can get it, like that. Then I fold down the flap. It's not rocket science, you guys, and it's saving me a ton of money, honestly. So got my handy dandy glue, and I had to go up because I've already used it a couple times. I am just, seriously, I did the edges. I feel like I'm in kindergarten. This is actually kind of relaxing compared to what I do all the other times. All right. So this, and this will be my gas envelope. How about that? We'll make this my gas envelope. Super easy, right? And then I printed a bunch of these. Now, honestly, for gas, I don't think I'm going to need it because I'm going to fill up. I spend about $45 every 2 weeks because I have an economical car. And so sometimes a little bit more, just depending but most of the time it's about 45 to 50 bucks every 2 weeks. So I really don't need it on that one. What I need it on is I need it on my food, right? Or I need it on the one I use for my dogs, because I will go over my envelopes with you. I have food and alcohol in one because I do love to drink some wine at night. I also love to drink Baileys in my coffee at night. That is my winter treat, and summer I drink wine. So food and wine in one. Okay. And then I have my household. So that's all my cleaning supplies. My Ziploc bags, my aluminum foil, my garbage bags, my Pine Sol. I love Pine Sol. So all my household items. If I need a candle, it's coming out of there. If I need dog spray to spray my dog's bed, it's going to come out of that. So that's my household. But this one's my food, right? So my food, so it's done. I mean, it's that simple. I cut one and then I cut like 3 sheets of paper at the same time when I made my my template, and then I just put like 3 sheets together and cut all at one time. So this was not hard. You can actually make several of these, stick them in a drawer, and just have them ready. I did put on here for miscellaneous just to remind me, what is this for? What is miscellaneous for again? So this is unexpected items that you need for the pay period. So my food, I am going to take this and I'm going to glue it very easily. Now again, if you print these and you buy them, fine. But if you can't afford to buy them, this is like when you go to the gym, right? And you buy a membership to the gym, and then you're like, oh my God, I don't have anything to wear. Well, sometimes you can't afford to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe, especially if you want to lose weight. You don't want to buy a bunch of fat clothes just so you can, show up at the gym and then lose the weight, and then you're stuck with all these fat clothes, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Sometimes you just got to do with what you have until you can afford to do more. So if you're on a tight budget and you realize I need to get on a budget, I need to start budgeting, sometimes going out and buying these, they come pre-made, you can buy them, beautiful envelopes, and they have the little area for you to write on. You can buy those and they'll ship them to you, and that's expensive. Or you can buy them online and they'll give you the template, which is still like half the cost, right? So $6.99. But then you have to have the paper and the ink and the printer and the nicer paper. I'm telling you, you don't have to spend $10 for this, okay? You don't. Go borrow your kids' glue. It's totally fine. Anyway, so this is it. This is what I wanted to share with you. Here's some envelopes, and it can be done. It doesn't have to be boring, but this is good too, just to get you started if you can't afford anything else, okay? The other thing is, darn it, I left my organizer upstairs, but my organizer I bought at Fred Meyer for $3.99. It's a coupon organizer. She has a beautiful wallet organizer. It is leather. It's on Amazon for 25 bucks or 35 bucks, something like that. It's beautiful. Here's the thing, you guys. In the beginning, you're uncertain. Don't go and spend a ton of money on stuff that you don't even know how to use yet. $3.99, a little plastic organizer, that's getting me through. And honestly, for years and years and years, I only used a plastic organizer. And for years and years and years, it was a coupon organizer. And I just had the money labeled. I didn't even have envelopes. I just had, this is for food, this section's for household, the sections for clothes, because back then I had to buy my kids clothes all the time, you know? So I had these sections, and I never even used an envelope. I just, when the money was gone, it was gone. So, I'm just giving you some other ideas. Again, I love the Budget Mom. Follow her. She's amazing. I will give her total cred. She's great. She's kind of put a fire under my ass again. Um, because again, when my girlfriend was like, she reminds me so much of you when you were younger, and you know, and I used to help a lot of friends like get out of debt and clean up their credit. And I was like, oh my God, like I need a little kickstart under my ass, because we've got some things we want to do. If you saw my office, you'd see like all my gold posters. So I just thought, they're so I can see them, not so you can see them. Like I've got gold posters. I've got 4 in my office, but I just wanted to share this with you. I know this is long and going a little bit drawn out, but again, I just want you to know that you can do it, and that you don't right now have to spend a lot of money. And I've been there, and I've been, there's been a few times where my kids ate and I didn't. So I remember what it was like. And pride, a lot of times it was pride that got in my way. The other thing that I'm going to leave you with is you don't have to keep up with the Joneses or the Kardashians. Just keep up with yourself. So my husband always says, when the girls were younger and they'd be like, but, you know, Susie does it, Susie has it, you know, Jenny has one, whatever. He'd be like, we don't keep up with the Joneses. We keep up with the Rowlands. Just keep up with the Rowlands. Keep up with, insert your last name. That's who you have to keep up with. It doesn't matter what your friends wear, what they eat, what they drive. It matters what you drive. It matters what you have. And when you have enough, everything you love and you're comfortable with, and you're comfortable in your own skin, you have enough. You have everything. So keep that in mind. Have a great day. I hope this helps someone.